Well, well, well. The king has finally and forcefully been dethroned by the peasants to the roaring sound of applause. In just 3 years, the once dominant SEC has finally fallen. No, I'm not just talking about the Fiesta Bowl against Miami or even the fucking Rose Bowl against Alabama. It's widespread. Let's just talk about the Fiesta Bowl first. Miami, an ACC program that didn't even win their conference title, played like an SEC school. They were far more physically dominant and controlled the ball a hell of a lot better than Ole Miss. While Miami was grinding out 15-play, 7-minute drives and hoarding the ball like a fat man with a chocolate cake, the Rebs played like scrappy underdogs, relying on explosive plays and big moments in order to try and fluke their way to a win. The crazy part is, it almost worked. Miami, for all the dominance on offense and the ass-kicking it imposed on defense, blew many opportunities to blow Ole Miss out of the water. If Carson Beck connects on a few more passes and the defense picks off any of the dropped balls they got their hands on, it's Alabama versus Indiana all over again. I'm not kidding. It easily could have gotten way out of hand for Ole Miss, but instead, the Canes let the Rebs hang around long enough to make this one of the most exciting semifinal games to date. Trinidad Shameless did all he could to push this offense over the finish line. Poor fucker got his ass kicked for 2.5 quarters, forced some injuries and an ejection, opened up some pockets for him to exploit in the Miami secondary. Problem is, they did what doomed them against Georgia back in October. They relied on him way too fucking much. Yeah, sure, Kewan Lacey took off for a massive touchdown early in the game, but he ended up pulling his hammy on the run, and it doomed their rushing attack, because he was pretty much all they had. And that goes back to the overall issue with the SEC, a conference that got comfortable over the last decade with stockpiling players to ride the bench for years with the allure of potentially making the NFL has fallen. Players do not want to sit and wait 3 more years anymore. They want to get out, play, and get fucking paid. And with how fast and loose the transfer portal and NIL has been, it has absolutely decimated the amount of depth you have on SEC teams. No one, not even Alabama or Georgia, could bench their starting quarterback in a big-time game and send out the backup knowing he could play at a similar level anymore. Those days are long gone. Now it's all about the team this year. And if it isn't good enough, you better hope some millionaire has enough skin in the game to fork over the money to buy some new players. Some think this is ruining the sport, but I think it's a great thing. Now, I don't like how chaotic the portal is, but that's a problem that could easily be fixed with a few tweaks to the schedule. The NCAA needs to stop pretending the academic calendar is the be-all end-all for these programs. It's not. Move signing day to after the national title and the transfer portal to after signing day, and suddenly a lot of these fucking problems go away. That's something that the FBS needs to figure out another day. I want to be clear here. The SEC isn't awful. I still think they're better than the ACC and the Big 12 as a whole, and probably better than most of the Big 10. But you cannot deny they are no longer the God Kings that they once were. 3 straight years of missing the national title, a 2-8 postseason record after your teams fielded half of the goddamn playoff bracket. It's embarrassing. Athletic directors have figured it out and either purged all the coaches who won't adapt or walked away themselves. 2 decades of dominance as the top of college football has come to an abrupt end in the span of 2 weeks. For now, what I will say is, this was by far one of the best football games of the season, bar none. There's a lot of fucking demons being exercised here, with Ole Miss's Hail Mary at the end of the game not being called pass interference on Miami. It should have been. I think any other time, it probably would have been, but it wasn't. And now Miami will play the national title game in their own stadium. All because the SEC no longer has the depth that made them dominant. Rejoice, my friends! It's a new day!
You blow it, man.